Ooh, look who walked in. Again. Surprise, surprise. You know what's funny? The room was calm, predictable, comfortable. Like a machine humming on a loop it didn't even know was stuck in. And then, you showed up. The lights didn't flicker. They hesitated. The air didn't shift. It braced. People didn't turn toward you. They snapped toward the disturbance they couldn't rationalize. They don't breathe the same when you enter anymore. They don't talk the same. They don't even think in the same direction. You scramble their reality just by existing. Isn't that delicious? Because the moment they saw what you did, the thing they swore, promised, bet entire careers you could never do, every single one of them started shaking their heads like broken toys. Not in disbelief, no, in fear. Fear of the question rising in their throats. How is he doing this? Why can't we stop him? When did we lose control? And if they think that was bad, they're not ready for what comes next. Welcome back, my little paradox. Let's take them apart, section by section. The moment it happened, the room didn't breathe. Not a blink, not a twitch. Just this stiff, trembling silence. The kind that tastes like fear someone tried to hide but couldn't swallow fast enough. And then the heads began, one by one, left, right. Slow, shaky, broken little motions, like dolls whose strings had been yanked too hard. They weren't disagreeing, they weren't confused, they were rejecting reality itself. Because your move, that impossible, unexplainable, should have been impossible trick, hit them harder than truth, harder than logic, harder than anything they were trained for. Screens froze first. Monitors stuttered into jittering frames of half-loaded data. Red LEDs blinked like panicked hearts. Then came the whispers, the desperate ones, shallow, breathless, no murmurs. The kind people mutter when they see something they can't reverse. And that's when he started, circling. Joker's voice sliding between them, soft, mocking, dissolving every bit of composure they still clung to. Oh, look at 'em, heads wobbling like broken bauble toys. You did this. You... He leaned over a trembling analyst, grin stretching. You ever seen a mind glitch? Watch closely. This is the fun part. You didn't move. You didn't speak. You didn't have to. Your presence alone rewired the entire atmosphere, shifted the temperature, warped the hierarchy, made everyone forget the rules they memorized their entire lives. The Joker walked behind you like a delighted narrator, his laughter echoing through the broken circuitry around the room. They thought they had you mapped, he whispered. They thought they could predict you, contain you, explain you. He tapped a frozen screen with 2 fingers. The image flickered, your impossible move replaying like a glitch that refused to disappear. Look at that, he hissed, thrilled. They're not shaking their heads at you. They're shaking their heads at themselves. And that's when the mystery began. Not what you did, but how they ever convinced themselves you wouldn't. They won't look at you now. Not directly, not even for a second. Their eyes skid past you like you're something sharp, a blade they're terrified might cut them, just by being seen too clearly. And Joker? He notices. Of course he does. He slithers into the blind spots they think they're hiding in. Look at him. He purrs. Won't even make eye contact. You know why? Because if they stare too long, he taps one analyst's chin upward, forcing their trembling gaze toward you. They'll see the truth. The analyst jerks away instantly, shaking their head so hard the headset nearly falls. Another looks down at their hands, fingers twitching like they're typing imaginary excuses. A third squints at a blank monitor, pretending it holds answers that aren't there. They're trying to cling to the old version of reality, the one where you were measurable, predictable, simple. But your move shattered that script. Your presence rewrote the air. Your existence disassembled their mental safety nets. Joker walks behind one of them, running a gloved finger along their shoulder, like he's inspecting fragile merchandise. Denial, 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 he sings softly. Ain't it adorable when grown adults pretend they don't know what they just saw? Someone finally whispers it. I can't explain it. Another echoes, it shouldn't be possible. And a third, barely breathing. Nothing makes sense anymore. Joker's grin widens, sharp, delighted, predatory. That's the truth they can't look at, he murmurs. They didn't misjudge you, they misjudged themselves. They thought they were the smart ones, the rational ones, the ones in control. He leans in close to your ear, voice a razor made of amusement. But they can't face the simple fact. A pause, a breath, a smile you can hear. You're operating on a level they never trained for. He steps forward, addressing the room like a twisted lecturer. Go on, kids. Keep looking away. It won't change what's coming, because the truth they avoid, the truth they fear, is that nothing about you fits inside their little world anymore. And deep down, they know it. The first rulebook snaps in half, not literally, but in the way the lead analyst goes pale while flipping through a manual. That suddenly means nothing. He keeps scanning the same page, over and over, eyes darting, breathing sharp, trying to force an old rule onto a new reality that doesn't want it. Joker strolls behind him, hands clasped behind his back, like a delighted professor watching a student fail spectacularly. "Aw, look at that," he snickers. He's trying to apply logic. How adorable. Another analyst slams a binder shut, hard, like the sound will magically restore order. It doesn't. It only echoes their panic. They open a second binder, then a third. Pages flutter, pens drop. Highlighters roll across the floor like panicked insects escaping a storm. But nothing fits, nothing applies. Nothing in their rule books survives contact with you. The room shifts. A subtle dread, a trembling hum in the fluorescent lights. Someone whispers, "This wasn't in training." Another, "We don't have a protocol for this." Joker bursts out laughing. A sharp, unhinged explosion that slices through the tension. "No protocol?" he roars, thrilled. No handbook section 9B that says, "In case of unpredictable genius, please panic in an orderly fashion." He leans on a desk, face lit in a cold blue glow from a freezing monitor. Of course you don't, because you built your little world on the assumption that people like you exist. His grin widens, not people like him. The analysts keep flipping pages, desperation turning frantic. Every rule they try to apply breaks under the weight of what you just did. Every framework falters, every formula collapses, pens scribble equations, fingers type commands, screens glitch in protest. Nothing works, nothing stabilizes, nothing contains the anomaly. That is you. Joker tilts his head, watching the intellectual chaos unfold. "Your move didn't just break their rules," he whispers. "It proved their rules were never real to begin with." And as the last binder drops, a hollow thud that sounds like defeat, every eye shifts toward you, terrified, realizing the truth. Their world isn't falling apart. It's being replaced by yours. You've hit the free plan limit for GPT-5. Responses will use another model until your limit resets after 10:35 p.m. Upgrade to go. It happens quietly, subtle, invisible at first. The moment the room's center of gravity slides away from them and settles right on you. They don't notice it immediately. Of course they don't. People who think they're in control never realize the moment they lose it. But Joker does. Oh, Joker sees everything. He snaps his fingers once, sharp, echoing, and every head jumps, except yours. "There it is," he whispers, delighted. "The shift. You're not reacting anymore. You're directing. Not by speaking, not by demanding, just by existing." People start waiting for your next move, shoulders tense, eyes flicking toward you, like you're the only source of direction. In a collapsing maze, Joker prowls behind them, all grin and menace, pointing out what their pride won't let them admit. "Look at you," he taunts, hanging on his silence, afraid of his next step, Your whole world is paused, waiting for him. A tech specialist tries to regain control, typing commands too fast, hands trembling. But the system refuses to obey. The monitors flicker, glitching into fragments of your earlier move. That impossible moment, looping like a prophecy they can't escape. Another analyst attempts to speak, voice cracking like brittle glass. We need instructions, but they're not looking at each other. They're looking at you. Because leadership isn't claimed, it's sensed. And right now, the air itself bends toward you, like gravity found a new anchor. Joker leans beside your shoulder, eyes bright with wicked pride. You feel that? He murmurs. They're not fighting you anymore. They're following you. He turns to the room, arms spread like a deranged conductor. Congratulations, kids. You just experienced a hierarchy collapse. Top down, instant, irreversible. No one argues. No one breathes too loudly. No one pretends they're still in charge. Because your move didn't just break their system, it replaced it. And even they can sense it now. The power has shifted. The throne has changed hands. They're no longer observers. They're witnesses to you, to what's coming next. And Joker? He's laughing, because they still think this is the end of the shift, when really, it's only the beginning. And then, finally, they ask the question everyone's been choking on since the moment you broke their world. What was that move? Their voices crack. Their fear slips out. Their pride dissolves. Joker hears it instantly. His grin widens like a wound that enjoys being open. Ooh, they want to know, he sings. They want to understand the trick that ended their little universe. He stalks between them, boots echoing on the floor like a countdown. You want answers, huh? He taps a frozen monitor. You want logic, structure, a nice, neat explanation to tuck you in at night? They nod, desperate, starved for clarity, trying so hard to reassemble the broken puzzle pieces of the reality they thought was stable. And you don't move, you don't speak, you don't explain. Because the power isn't in revealing the method, it's in letting them drown in the realization that you didn't break the rules, you rewrote them. Joker leans close to your ear, voice low, thrilled, dangerous. Go on, give them a hint, but he already knows. You won't. And that's what delights him. A single gesture from you, a tilt of the head, a shift in your stance, a calm breath, ripples through the room like a silent command. Screens unfreeze, data realigns, the impossible move replays again. Clearer this time, but still beyond their comprehension. Someone whispers, "This changes everything." Another, "This isn't strategy, it's evolution." Joker slams both hands onto a desk, startling everyone back. "They're IT ice," he roars. That's the moment. The collapse, the realization that you're not playing their game, you're designing a new one. He turns toward you, eyes bright with electric delight. "You didn't adapt," he says slowly, savoring every word. "You advanced." The analysts stare, trembling, watching the replay, rewatching it again. Each loop dissolves another piece of their certainty. Your move isn't a trick, isn't luck, isn't anomaly. It's a declaration, a shift, a new foundation. And Joker whispers the final truth. They're too scared to say out loud, he didn't break the game. He became the game, and the room finally understands. This wasn't an event. This was an awakening. They think it's over. They think the chaos has peaked. They think the worst has passed, that your impossible move was the end of the story. But Joker sees it first. He freezes mid-step, eyes widening with a grin that spreads like a secret, finally reaching daylight. "Oh no," he whispers, voice shaking with excitement. "They think you're finished." The room exhales as one, a fragile, delusional sigh of relief. Analysts pick up pens, techs straighten papers, supervisors try to rebuild their posture, pretending to regain control. And that's when it hits them. Not a sound, not a movement, just a feeling, a pressure in the air, like the world is bracing for something bigger, Their heads turn, slowly, cautiously, terrified of what they might see. You're not stepping back, you're stepping forward. Not aggressively, not violently, just inevitably. A second move, a new shift, another impossibility rising behind your eyes, like a storm no forecast could warn them about. One analyst whispers, "Wait, he's not done?" Another stumbles backward. A third loses balance entirely. Joker claps once, a sharp electric crack that sends a ripple through the room. Not even. Close. He spins toward them, arms wide, laughing with wild, childlike thrill. "You sweet little optimists," he hisses. "You thought that was the finale? That he'd show you one miracle and call it a day?" He leans in, face inches from a trembling supervisor. That was the warm-up. The supervisor swallows, voice barely a breath. Then, "What's next?" Joker turns to you slowly, reverently, like he's looking at a rising god of chaos they accidentally unleashed. "What's next?" He tilts his head, smiles. Whatever he wants. The room shakes, not literally, but in the way fear rearranges a person's soul, because they don't just realize you're not done. They realize you're only beginning, and nothing in their world will ever return to normal again.